Hello, 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 and welcome to the first video for January, which is about you, Aries, for January, the monthly horoscope for 2019. I can't believe it, but let's just jump right into it because there's a lot. It's a very important month because it's eclipse time. And I'm making this already in December as early as I can because eclipses is not always bang on that specific day. It's a bit before that. Now, let's get started. Of course, the eclipses are the most important for the month of January. And another aspect which is important is the Jupiter-Neptune square. So I'll explain what it means for you. Let's start with the eclipse. The one eclipse has to do with letting go of old structures, which is the eclipse in Capricorn, which is on the 6th of January. And then the other eclipse has to do with something new, you know, something that comes to your consciousness, something that becomes very, very alive and very, very a new opportunity almost. So let's get started with Capricorn. Capricorn is a key area of your life. So for you, Aries, it's super important for all the cardinal signs. Because there is something about old structures that needs to let go of that has to do with your work. And if you're not working, then it has to do with how you come across socially, how you come across in the world, what your social position is. Are you married? Are you not married? There is some, because the midheaven is really, I see it as a second ascendant. So it's really very visible. So for a lot of Aries people, of course, these are monthly horoscopes. These are take what resonates with you because they're certainly not tailor-made. But for a lot of Aries people, it means you know, having the sun there, the moon there, Saturn there, Pluto there, Mercury even, all in a traffic jam, so to speak, with the South Node, which is about letting go. It's very simple. You don't need to be a very creative astrologer to know that's something you will have to let go of. That has to do with work. Of course, it doesn't mean to say that you're going to lose your job. It depends on your context, but it can mean that an old way of doing your business or of doing your work needs to let go of, and it's better to do that instead of holding on to it, because the South Node is very karmic. It means a cycle is done. And especially with Pluto and Saturn, it's like a double whammy of very karmic energy. So let go of the things that are not working for you anymore when it comes to work, and try to accept it. Try to accept that you are at a new phase. A lot of Aries people are at a new phase when it comes to their work. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, not at all. Now, the other eclipse, which is a total eclipse, is funnier for you and way more positive for you because it's in your 5th house of Leo. So this happens at 0 degrees and it's a full moon. So something becomes very clear. And I think it has to do with the things that you've already been doing for quite a few weeks or maybe even a few months. And that has to do with something new, that has to do with your creativity, your self-expression, your hobbies, your projects, your children, your romance. Maybe a new romance could really happen for you. So I mentioned it earlier that for the Aries people, there is really a lot of hard energy coming for you there. And as Leo is fire energy and you are an Aries, it really is nice for you to maybe the work area, there are some shifts that need to happen there, but on a level of feeling your heart chakra, so to speak, is going well, very well actually. So these are the two focus points of your life. It's like having fun and maybe new things of having fun, maybe new romance, but at the work level there needs to be old structures that need to go. The eclipses, for those of you who are interested, belongs to the Saris family, South second, and that means that has to do with also unusual groups. So maybe you are going to something becomes very clear for you, especially because the the total eclipse on the 21st of January has to do with groups activities for you Aries people. So maybe something becomes really, really tangible for you. Maybe you're organizing something and it's really, really making your heart jump, so to speak. Now, another thing that is going on, Jupiter squaring Neptune, and for you that is the house. What is Jupiter square Neptune? It has to do with meaning, it has to do with faith, it has to do with seeing things in a certain perspective, and Neptune wants to broaden it. It wants to, and certainly with Jupiter in your 9th house already of that has to do with your view, but just make sure that you stay with the feet on the ground and then you cannot go wrong. It's not that much of a big deal for you, the Jupiter square Neptune. That's more important for the mutable signs, but it has to do with the fact that you can feel very much empowered by the unconscious world. And if so, just don't get too dramatic about it or too excited about it. Just keep the feet on the ground, basically. Having said that, all in all, a very beautiful month for you, as long as you go with the flow when it comes to letting go of certain structures at the work office. So yeah, you'll be fine. I'm putting out playlists. I've worked so hard on the playlist to structure them. So if you're interested in learning about astrology, go and check out my playlist. Maybe you will find videos. Oh, interesting. And have a very good month, you Aries people. I'm sure you will. And thank you for listening. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Bye bye.